Hello guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So today's reading will be a candle wax reading with Lucifer, okay? A general candle wax reading. Also, real quick announcement, before we really get into the reading. Thank you guys so much for your genuine support. Especially if you guys donated to the GoFundMe, because today I had like my first driving lesson from the GoFundMe. Why am I stuttering? The GoFundMe money, and I did really good. And I'm really thankful for everyone who donated and just all the positivity as well. You guys are amazing people, and I love you guys so much. And we're gonna get into the message from Lucifer. But first, we have to bring him forth. He's probably already here because he's one of my spirit guides, but we still have to formally bring him forth. Come forth, Lucifer. Let's get the messages for the collective. Let's get some messages for the collective, okay? Some messages for the collective. Come forth. Come forth. Okay. So. I imagine you guys coming out of some type of cocoon? Why am I? I meant you guys coming out of a cocoon, and with that imagery, I feel like there's something about you guys coming into your true self, finally being that person you have always desired to be, without worrying about other people's judgment. And maybe there's something about bugs being a spiritual sign for somebody here who is watching. Like, you see certain bugs and they have spiritual meaning, and you must not overlook the spiritual meaning associated with the bugs being sent. Especially with spiders. I feel like they're very important to you guys. Spiders, slugs. It's interesting because that reminds me, when I was in the car today, I did see like a slug on the windshield, which was really strange. But I do feel like the insects for you guys could be a spiritual sign. Something about guilt, like feeling guilty. Maybe guilty for being you. And you need to start learning to let go of that and be true to you. You need to start being unafraid of your power and standing in your truth, despite what others may think. Even if your truth's unpopular, you have to start standing in that truth. As long as it's not hurtful to others. Well, it really depends. As long as it's not killing anyone, Like, if your truth is, like, not hurting or harming anyone to, like, an insane degree, then, like, that's what I'm trying to express here, okay? But, I always need to mention that. Also, something about a cat. Getting a new pet cat. A cat being present. Maybe Lucifer himself pops up as a cat. I don't know what is going on with my voice today. Maybe there's kind of like a message about like just speaking clearly, speaking your intentions clearly. Not being wishy-washy towards the universe about what you want, being real. about it. And also, you know, speaking your truth, even if you stutter, even if it's something that's scary. And something also about being like a superhero, um, like, you know, your cape blowing in the wind. Giving to other people if you can during this holiday season. Um, there's so many ways to do that. You know, food pantry, especially when it comes down to, you know, things to do with eating. That's really important. You know, donating, giving food to a food pantry. Um, you know, giving gifts to families in need. Angel Tree program. I know it's been trending on TikTok because there's that one creator who was participating in the Angel Tree program and they were like literally cheaping out on the kids' toys that they were like requesting and just like honestly not even doing what they're supposed to be doing. But I feel like for you guys, like you could be you could redeem you could redeem um what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say like, you know, be the change that you want to see in the world and give to others because the more you give to others, the more you get in return. And I'm talking about like donating, you know, charity. I'm not talking about like exhausting yourself. And I also see something about like a dog. What breed? Uh is it a cane corso? I don't fucking know my dog breeds. I think it's just a dog, honestly. It's a dog being there for you. Yeah, so you have a close connection to animals, don't you? I feel like a lot of the people who are watching this channel have a close connection to animals. And maybe it's like with Lucifer, he just appears as a familiar. That's usually how he chooses to appear. He just likes appearing as an animal, period. It's probably much more freeing to be an animal, isn't it? Just to be running around, not worrying about bills. I mean, we're animals, but we have all these stupid rules that we've created for ourselves. We're not as connected to nature as we should be. Something about spirits and ghosts, somebody being connected to a certain ghost or spirit within their house. I don't know if somebody's living in an older property or older apartment unit, but having some type of harmony with the spirits in that home. Something about feeling beautiful, feeling pretty for somebody. Like I see someone with like breasts in particular. Maybe you're overlooking your beauty. Maybe that's a message. In symmetry, because this kind of looks symmetrical. So there's maybe a message about symmetry or like something about something joining together. Okay. You need to relax. You need to relax. Unclench your jaw. Maybe somebody's having a transition in their life. Because I see like two ducks at the top. And I kind of think of like like a mother goose with her baby ducklings. Maybe somebody's growing older. Or maybe you're an elder yourself, and there's a lot of people who are younger than you, influenced by you. But there's a transition that's being highlighted. Okay, something about someone wearing big shoes. I know that you guys will be wearing those demonias. Those demonia stompers. Those Doc Martens. Big shoes, in particular. Maybe something about wearing the shoes that you want to wear. Or maybe with this whole entire big shoes imagery, I feel like there's like two messages. Maybe you have a loud way of expressing yourself, and it draws a lot of attention. And that's just a part of who you are, or you just have shoes to fill. Like there's a position that you're coming into that's bigger than what you've experienced before. But you'll be able to handle it. Doing your hair growing longer for some. Somebody's hair is growing longer, growing out your hair. Sleeping more is really important. Because a lot of you guys are hard workers. And you just don't like to sleep. But you need to. Because you're going to burn yourself out. And you have to get comfortable with resting. You want to move. But sometimes you have to chill. Maybe it's also something about like religious trauma. Where it's like you felt like God was always controlling you for someone. You always felt you had to wait on somebody else's timing. And now that you're free from that, you want to move fast. You want to do it on your time. And of course, you have the will to do whatever the hell you want. It's your world. But you can burn yourself out. And you have to be careful not to do that. Because then there will be no timing at all. Because you'll be exhausted. You won't want to do it anymore. Do whatever it is that's calling to you, or conquer whatever it is that you want to conquer. Don't be afraid to fall in love. Don't be afraid of experiencing love. Because love is possible. It very, very much is possible for whoever is listening to this reading. And if you don't feel loved right now, it doesn't mean that there won't be more love to experience in the future. And it doesn't mean that there isn't love around you in some way that you don't see. You know? Nature loves you. This beautiful, beautiful earth you were born into loves you. Your spirit guides love you. Your ancestors love you. There's love to be had. You are a product of love. You're the master power, which is love. And I see like a rose over here. Maybe accepting some type of love. And not always being so quick to reject. Because you guys feel like you have to do everything on your own. So when it's time for someone to extend a hand, you get like scared. Or you just shut down. You don't want to do it. Maybe something about like a lake. going to the lake, fishing. Somebody likes fishing, I bet. I bet one of you freaks likes fishing. Hook, line, and sinker, right? I don't know the fishing bullshit. I don't. But, you know, somebody out there, it's significant enough. It's significant enough to be mentioned in the reading. And maybe there are spiritual revelations when fishing. Which is interesting. Spiritual revelations. Maybe there's a closeness with Lucifer while you're fishing. Maybe having control of your anxiety is something that I'm seeing. Having control over your anxiety. Not being so afraid. Not being so afraid to do the things that you want to do because of your anxiety. And somebody needs to stop self-sabotaging. Somebody needs to stop self-sabotaging because it seems to happen out of, I guess maybe it's like you've been trained to expect the worst. So when it's time for something good to happen, you're just gonna shut it down before it even happens. I see like a rabbit. Maybe something about like Alice in Wonderland for somebody. You know what the rabbit kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of like Snapchat when you could like speed up your video. Like, is that even something that you can do now? I used to be obsessed with Snapchat in middle school. But like you could speed up your video and it would be like the rabbit icon. I don't think they do that shit anymore. It's lame as fuck, but something about going fast. Like you guys want to go fast so badly, but sometimes you gotta chill. Sometimes you gotta take things slow, okay? Slow and steady wins the race. You know, you're eager to get to the finish line. You gotta chill. You gotta be the tortoise, not the hare. And speaking of like childhood lessons and fables, there are a lot of good lessons you learned as a kid that you have to reference sometimes in your life. I feel like as adults, we just simply forget it because we think that, you know, the children shit, it's stupid and it's in the past or whatever, and it doesn't matter anymore when you're an adult. Like, it does matter. You know, some people don't even look both ways before they cross the street. You know, people, they've lost their childhood principles. You know? People don't say please and thank you anymore. You know, we need to adopt those principles again. You know, I'm not really a person of tradition, as you can tell. But there are some principles that are very important, you know, that we learn as kids that can be significant to life as an adult, you know, today. You know? So you have to sometimes think about that because it can be helpful for you. Or maybe childhood stories that you read with your parents or alone. You gotta think back to those moments, you know, in certain times. Because there's truth in a lot of these tales. Okay, I'm not really seeing anything else. I don't know if I should blow out the candle. Or if I should let it go. I'm probably gonna blow it out because I'm not really seeing anything else. Okay. Damn. I got wax on my hand. Ugh. Okay. We're about to pull some cards. Well, actually, no. Let me first see if there's anything else I can see. And then we're gonna pull the cards. You know what I'm saying? Oops. I'm sorry I didn't mean to hit you guys. I bet you guys are dizzy. Mars King, you made me so dizzy. I can't. Alright. Let's see here. Yes, I need to get a new tablecloth. This is not even a table that we're working on here. We're working on a cardboard box. Okay. Something about like a dragon, like some type of like Chinese mythology. Yeah. But dragons can also be like good luck and fortune. So somebody having great fortune bestowed upon them. Somebody's screaming in agony. Well, it's okay to scream. You don't have to bottle up your emotions. Maybe the screaming in agony comes from some type of like pain in regards to like health. Like maybe somebody feels like trapped with their health. Like it's not getting better, but I definitely feel like it's going to get better. I feel like it's already hit its worst and it only goes up from here. If that's the case for somebody. But it's okay to let out your cries. It's okay to feel sad and mad and angry. Because a lot of spiritualists, I notice there's just an obsession with being like positive, even when situations are like fucking crazy. They're like, just think positively and just like sometimes we're gonna be mad because we're humans and we've developed emotions. You know, let's use these emotions because they're a gift. This is what is a part of our human program. It's fine to have emotions. Someone's brain, frontal lobe developed. Okay, period. Something about maybe like concentrating or thinking. Maybe just being smart. Maybe being smart, being intelligent. More intelligent than you think. Anyone who's watching this reading, you're 10 times more intelligent than you think. You guys seem to doubt yourself. Also, I feel like one of my viewers, they probably see themselves as a monster. Somebody sees himself as a monster. But I don't think it's in a negative way at all. I think it's kind of cool. Maybe that's just an alter ego of some sort. Just like, yeah, I do feel like maybe it's an alter ego for somebody. Something about like Jesus. I don't know what to say about them. Jesus Christ. Yeah, something about Jesus Christ. I don't think it's negative though. It just something about Jesus. Maybe somebody being somebody close to them. Like an older person. Seeming to be Christian. But maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's just a front. Maybe it's also like something they just fall back on. But also maybe with the whole Jesus imagery, it's like a lot of these people who are Christians I don't think they would like Jesus if they actually met him. Just being real, like I don't think they would like him. It's interesting. I don't think they would like him if they met him. Because a lot of Satanists are very giving like him, and they don't like people. I'm not saying all Christians, but a lot of them don't like people who are giving, who actually care for their neighbor. You know? So that's interesting. You're cared for. You're cared for always and forever. And something about like an alien or, yeah, okay, some type of like reptilian eye. So, or a dragon's eye, I don't know. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for the catwalks. It's nice and warm. And I love when it's warm. I love warm things. Like something about. Well, I'm a warm-blooded animal, aren't I? So I think I would. Okay, let's start with the tarot and see what other messages Lucifer has for us, man. What message does Lucifer have for us? For the collective watching this reading. What message does Lucifer have for the collective watching this reading? Swords, 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 air. Somebody's receiving a lot of communication. Here, let me pause. Or, I'm not gonna pause, I'm just gonna get up real quick. I need to see something. Okay. I had to be sure that I wasn't going to be harassed. I'm a bit harassed. I just have to be sure that nobody in my family is going to harass me while I'm doing this. So swords, okay, air. So there's a lot of communication that's happening right now. Maybe between you and Lucifer, okay? Somebody's an air sign. Yes, you have this overlooming anxiety and you're frightened about something. Maybe you're scared to step into something new. Yeah, someone's scared to step into something new or learn something new. Clarify Page of Swords. I seriously hope you can't hear my sister's dog barking downstairs like Clarify Page of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Two of Cups. Okay, maybe you're scared to start something new because of the way that things have happened in the past. If you're starting some type of business endeavor or something that you think will bring you money, you're scared to do it because it may not go the way that you want it to, and you're frightened because you've never done this before. But you have spiritual support and there is help, and it will be successful. Okay, that's for somebody. Let's see what else he has to say. What else does Lucifer have to say to the collective watching this reading? Oops. Okay, so we have Alchemy and Blue Avians. God, these cards are annoying. Move out the way. Not right there. We have Alchemy and Blue Avians. Okay. You're definitely smarter than you think, especially when it comes down to occult knowledge, because it's something that you have. A lot of the things that you know are things that you've understood for many lifetimes that you've lived on this earth. I also feel like you guys are really coming into like, you're really coming into your soul's calling. You're really stepping into your mission right now. And there's also many more cycles to go, many more cycles to develop your psychic gifts. And you'll have to put them to the test. Okay. I feel like I have another deck here. There it is. Okay. Is there any other messages Lucifer has for the collective watching this reading? Okay, we have renewal and evolution. Yeah, so you guys are growing. I mean, we're growing all the time. We are. Oh, well, I hope so. But you guys are growing, evolving, coming into your truest form. Remember, I said somebody here thinks of themselves as a monster, has some type of alter ego that's a monster. Maybe you're finally coming into... You're like eclipsing this alter ego because it's the true you, and maybe it's been hidden. And it's remained as like an altar to you. But maybe you're finally eclipsing that ego and becoming them. And that's a part of this renewal. That's a part of this evolution. You guys are finally becoming the person that you've always wanted to be as a child. Or maybe that you've always wanted to be now. And there's nothing that can stop that. There's nothing that can stop that. And you have to feel comfortable being weird. You have to feel comfortable being different because it's a part of your power. Okay, so that is the message from Lucifer. Thank you so much, Lucifer, for giving this message, man. I love you so much. And I love you guys so much for being here, for supporting me. You guys are so cool. And I'm just grateful to have you guys part of my community. Yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Take care and goodbye.